So if you've been following me on Instagram and on YouTube, you can see that the past 2 weeks have been a very successful trading week. I trade live every morning with my Learn Plan Profit group, and they see my trades, especially with how I start out and what my focus is for the day. In the past 2 weeks of trading, pretty much the better half of August, I made $211,000. One of the first things that I want to share with you is I trade with over $400,000. On average, my position size is anywhere from around 350K to 450K. So when it comes down to percentage return, if you're asking or looking for that, it's about 55 to 60%. It's still one of the best 2 week trading weeks that I've had in my trading experience, which is why I'm making a video on this on three main things that I focused on. The first thing that I focused on is I don't like to listen to all of the noise of when the market's very bullish, right? Just like it was kind of like in the better half of August. Market was really bullish after selling off for about 6 to 7 months. It just didn't make sense. We knew that the market was going to pull on back. I was making videos every single day of like, hey, be ready for a pullback. And it's not because I try to predict the future, but because I try to prepare for it, because I'm always prepared for worst case scenario. We have this mentality within my Learn Plan Profit group that the only people that freak out during stock market pullbacks or stock market crashes are those that simply did not prepare. If you think about it, when the market pulls on back, it's just more deals. But the great thing about that is like, well, how did I make money when the market was selling off? I was shorting the NASDAQ ETF, or shorting the NASDAQ by trading these triple leverage ETFs. I wouldn't recommend them for beginners, especially not this bear ETF. But as the market sold off, for every 1% that the NASDAQ lost, I made 3% on this 3x triple leverage ETF known as SQQQ. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, you would have seen this during the live trading session literally almost every single day within the first 30 minutes to an hour. You can ask any of my Learn Plan Profit traders. They got to see me enter, they got to see me exit, they got to see my whole thought process. And I was up about anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000 almost every single day. One of my biggest days was, I think it was the Red Friday that, the NASDAQ market had, and I made $53,000 shorting the NASDAQ market. So obviously that's about one fourth of what it is that I made, and that was just in one trading day, right? Now, one of the things that I want to share with you is the whole idea of not being afraid to, kind of just like not listen to all of the noise. And what I mean by that is anytime that the market was overbought, I would begin to prepare for, my short positions. Anytime that the market is oversold, kind of like it is right now, meaning that it's a little bit cheaper, I begin to prepare for my long position. So I begin to load up on companies that I see value in, but I do this in a very effective way. A lot of people ask, how is it that, you still, and this is the part that really, for those that don't watch me trade live, it probably doesn't make sense to you. But the idea is it's all about position size. I mean, the market can be red. I can be in a position and the market can sell off, right? So I'll be a little bit in the red with my long positions. But as soon as the market begins to recover, I can double, triple, quadruple my position because I'm so effective with the way that I choose to trade. Normally, when I go into a trade, I'll go in with about 10 to maybe 20% max of what my desired position size is. This really allows me to put myself in a position where I'm not afraid to take advantage of an opportunity, but even if things go south, I can take losses or I can tolerate them, but it's never too significant. When it comes down to direction being in my favor and it finally indicates signs of an uptrend, that's when I step on the gas. That's when I go in with the remaining 80% and think about it. At that time, if I can go from 20% to 80% in a moment's notice when direction's actually in my favor, it's very quick for me to be able to recover the small loss that I might have, gathered with only a 20% position size. Position size is so important. If you are someone that's always buying the dip, but you buy it with your entire account size, if you minimize the amount of money you put into a trade in the very beginning stages, this will only encourage you to be able to tolerate, how bad it might get before it gets better, right? And I tend to be a little early to these reversals. So although, I was a little early to the overall market, beginning to sell off when I was beginning to short it, I'm a little early right now as I think that the market is going to begin to recover. Yeah, the market might sell off a little bit before it actually begins to recover, but I would rather be someone that prepares for the future and not tries to predict it in a moment's notice. The other thing that I really attribute a lot of my success to is I don't, trade random stocks. I don't always scan for stocks, right? I'm not looking at, what my friend is trading. I focus on two ETFs. And I'm not here to encourage you to trade the same ETFs that I do, right? I know I see value in a specific way. I'm just sharing it with you. The reason I find that to be so effective is imagine this with your trading, that you don't have to search for new stocks to trade. I just have these two pairs. One is bullish, one is bearish. And depending on which way the market's going that day will determine which one I go into. This is why sometimes you see that in the morning I might be bullish, but at the end I might be bearish because there's a quick change of direction. And being able to quickly adapt and pivot in a moment's notice, depending on market sentiment, has been crucial to my trading. And again, it's so important for you to understand that. Sometimes people complain of like, Ricky, how are you saying that it's bullish in the morning, then bearish, on your second video throughout that day? What do you mean, how am I saying that? I mean, markets continue to change. Our job is to adapt to these changes, or you get caught holding the bag, right? So you can choose what side you want to be on. And by keeping my trading so simple and only focusing on those two pairs, I become more aware of how they tend to trade and the different factors that influence, these ETFs in a good or bad way, right? What events are in the up and coming week that I need to look out for that can either drive the price up or drive the price down. And by only focusing on these two pairs, I can reduce all of the noise from everyone else and what they're trading and solely focus on my two pairs, keeping my trading so much more simple. And I think that is a huge contributor to why I've been able to do so well, especially for the past 2 weeks. Now, the last thing that I do want to talk about is how important it is to understand overbought and oversold levels. And I want to show this. I share this with you. So if I share my screen with you right on over here, we could see that QQQ, right, which is the NASDAQ ETF. We could understand these overbought and oversold levels. When I began to take my short position, this is where QQQ was at. It was approaching this moving average. It was overbought. It was beginning to trade sideways. I knew that it was only a matter of time for this thing to pull on back. Again, when this thing pulls on back, SQQQ goes up. That's when I began to short the market. Now it's pulled back enough that I need to understand, okay, hey, we've pulled back enough. Yes, we could continue to sell off, but this is when I'm going to want to pay attention to a potential reversal to form, right? Are we going to sell off back to previous lows? Or are we actually going to establish a potential support level here and then begin to recover? And then that's when I begin to, take a light position size in the early stages of a reversal and then add more when I get confirmation of this overall reversal. Keeping my trading simple, focusing on those two pairs, watching my position size, and paying attention to overbought and oversold levels on the larger time frame. That is all. I mean, I don't want to overcomplicate it. Obviously, there's a little bit more when it comes down to the actual trades and being able to read and understand the market sentiment, but that's the whole point of our live trading sessions every single morning, right? There's not one morning that we did not go live for the past 2 weeks. Every single morning, my trades were caught live and how I started the day and what my focus was. I talked about what I'm looking for. Are we looking for a break of a resistance, a break of a support, news, whatever it is that was set for that day. That is what our job is every single morning, is to show up and to make sense of what is going on. And if it doesn't make sense to us, then we have to make sure that we figure it out until we actually choose to take a trade. And this has really allowed us to be, in my opinion, so much more selective with the opportunities that we choose to take advantage of. So again, if you have any questions about what we broke down today, I wanted to make sure that I expressed the simplicity of the way that I trade. I know that it's not for everyone. A lot of people like to scan for different stocks. They like to look for, penny stocks or pump and dumps or gappers with huge momentum. I like to keep my trading simple, right? And if you have any questions about what we broke down today, feel free to send me a message either via Discord, that's that first link in the description, or feel free to send me a message via Instagram, and that's that third link down below. Friendly reminder, that's my only Instagram account. I'm verified, and I'm verified on YouTube. All the other fake accounts that ask you to message them through WhatsApp are completely fake, right? I don't have WhatsApp, so please make sure that you're aware of that. So I do trade live every single day with my Learn Plan Profit group. If this is something that you're missing out on and you would like to be a part of, we are running one of our biggest sales right now for the Labor Day weekend, and it's $150 off. So you get to watch me trade live every day. You get access to the A to Z video lesson library designed for complete beginners. You get access to our Learn Plan Profit Discord chat, and then you get access to our Tech Buds HQ located in Chandler, Arizona. It's all inclusive. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and right now it's $150 off, and that's that second link down below. And yes, that is the biggest discount that we offer. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. We will be going live on Tuesday, and the stock market is closed on Monday due to observance of Labor Day. So wish you guys nothing but the best. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.